back, but it doesn't look a puncture. It looks like I'm teasing on the car, you know, in the rear.
Yeah, Felipe Fraga kind of confirming what I thought. I think they had a problem going into that.
As you say, it was not connected with this accident. Egidio Perfetti then loses it under braking, and it is very high speed still at that point. Luckily, it hit nothing worse than the tyre wall. I don't know what it's backed by, but I think it is just tyres, Jake.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But that's a big problem for Fraga. I think he was having a mechanical problem anyway.
Yeah. But it doesn't explain why he actually drove into those tyres. Perhaps he was intending to go through the gap. And
yeah, like Charlie said, the barrier moved, essentially, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. Even under a safety car period, that doesn't quite sound very healthy, does it? There's the PR1 Mathiasen car.
Yeah, well, this has given a respite, of course, to a lot of people who've been agonising over which tyres to use. I don't think we've had more rain. I think what happened to Egidio Perfetti there was self-inflicted. I don't think it was caused by a damp track particularly, because other people weren't having problems. But it's easy for us to sit here and say that, isn't it? We're not out there in those conditions.
Dare we say it at this early stage of the race? This is only the 7th hour. Things are going well for the number 7 Toyota.
Yeah, we have. Brabs and I talked about that, and we sort of rather veered off a bit because of the commentator's curse.
Oh well, there is that. But mind you, things are still going well. Things are still going fairly well for the 8.
Yeah, but Mike has been trying to win this race for 4 years. It's eluded him each time. Last year they were rewarded with the World Championship, but they still couldn't win Le Mans. It's always been something, hasn't there? This year, touch wood, it's been good in the first third of the race.
I mean, the World Endurance Championship is a wonderful, wonderful thing to win. But it always feels a little bit empty if you haven't won the Le Mans 24 Hours as well. That's the one, even more perhaps than the World Endurance Championship. That's the one that they want to win, and that is a very glum-looking Egidio Perfetti.
Yeah, he is standing there. They've got all the blue lights going, haven't they? And the rescue people, I think he'd probably have to call it a day. If he gets too far from the car, he will be disqualified.
Yeah. Also, that impact, I feel.
Charlie, just remind us
that.
What is the distance you can go? Is it 10 metres or?
I think I'm actually not sure. I've never been in that position myself.
No,
to know.
You had a bit more fortune than that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think there is a rule where. I think there is a distance you're not allowed to exceed, and then basically it's done. But I feel like that impact could have been enough to do the same thing as what happened to Sophia with the medical light.
Yeah,
and if that comes on, it's game over. You have to go to the medical centre.
Ah, right. Okay, so that's automatic disqualification in effect. So Egidio Perfetti, then 46 years old, one of the world's biggest confectioners. We've mentioned that in the past, haven't we, about Mentos?
Yeah.
Matteo Caroli, his teammate, and so is Ricardo Pera. And that car, of course, Team Project One, Jörg Bergmeister's team, that car's the one called Elsa, named after the Queen from Elsa from Frozen, because of the blue and white colours and the fact that Egidio comes from Norway.
Beautiful image of the moon there, as we always seem to get at this time of night.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of your messages that are coming through. We're getting some great messages from people. Rich Walker has messaged, you guys have been chatting me through a day of interior house painting out in the United States of America.
Oh.
And I got to give a bit of a shout out to a great mate of mine, Emma Featherstone, whose partner Andy proposed to him today when they were marshalling at Anglesey Circuit in Wales today.
Oh, wow.
And he proposed to her on the start-finish line at Anglesey Circuit, and she said yes. Congratulations. Well done, guys.
I know, that's interesting, because I've got a friend who spelt Featherstone, but he pronounces himself Fernyhough.
That's true. Yeah, no, apparently with her, it's definitely Featherstone.
Oh, right.
There we are.
There we are. We all learned something.
Spin, spin. This is how it ends the race. That is such
a huge impact.
Big impact, isn't it?
Yeah, and you saw that medical light come on instantly as that happened, and for some reason, he is followed in by Felipe Fraga in the TF Sport car.
Let's watch this again.
So I can't get a gear.
Yeah, that sounds like a gearbox issue.
He'd hoped to go through the gap, hadn't he? But as Charlie pointed out, the gap was no longer there.
They've changed their rear tyre.
Yeah, look at that. That's what it was then.
So
that might be the answer to why it went off.
Yeah.
You did talk about the possibility of a puncture.
Hopefully hadn't done too much damage to the innards. We saw what happened, didn't we, the other night with the Ferrari.
Yeah, can you see the flashing light at the bottom of the windscreen there?
Yeah.
That's the medical light.
So that kind of impact essentially means, you're pretty much game over, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were going to say about Daniel Serra's Ferrari, when he had a front puncture, it just wrecked the whole front of the Ferrari, didn't it? Took all the bodywork off the front, wrecked the suspension, had to have a new brake cluster as well. That car is now going out for Goodyear to go into the Black Museum after investigation.
I've just realised I made an error with Emma Featherstone. Her partner's name is actually Andy.
Oh, right.
So sorry, Andy.
We'll let you off. but she's still Featherstone.
Yeah, she's... well, not for much longer.
We're taking a break. Stay with us and the moon.
This program is brought to you by Goodyear, racing-inspired tires.
Some seconds are worth more than others. For instance, take this seat. Take this wheel. Take this start. Don't take your eye off the curve. Who knows what lies ahead? Take this way in and this way out. Take every opening, every chance. Overtake this one, these two. Take pleasure in the thrill. Take a second. Relax. There are 86,400 for the taking.
Our world is changing. New challenges and opportunities have fast-tracked the need to do things differently. The FIA is committed to having a positive impact on society, on all our lives, through health and safety, environment, diversity and inclusion, and community development. Make the same commitment. We are all purpose-driven.
It's not easy being special. Let me explain. Be humble. Special never brags.
Who's a special boy? That's right. Me.
But the truth is, we are all judged on results. See? Special.
Not really, mate. Someone wins that jackpot every single day. It's daily.
New customers get 100 free spins on Daily Jackpot games. The Daily Jackpot on Paddy Power Games. If you win, don't think you're special.
New Vodafone Evo gives you flexible phone contract lengths from 12 to 36 months, so you can get the phone you want at the price you choose.
Hurry up, Dad.
Gotta be perfect. First date and all.
She'll be here any minute. Just be yourself, Dad.
Get flexible phone contract lengths from 12 to 36 months. Search Vodafone Evo.
Disney Plus is the place to stream. For only $7.99 per month.
We started chatting on the app and we clicked straight away.
I found my soulmate, but then we met Eric on the app.
And there were three of us. I can sense passion in a room. And so I invited my football team in on the action.
Hey there.
Passion is everything. Passion for football. Sport. And it's just more fun when you bet together. Find your bet mates on BetBull, the sports betting app where you bet together.
Lego Technic sponsors 24-hour Le Mans on Eurosport.
Welcome back to Le Mans. We are still under our third safety car as work is carried out to the barriers at First Chicane, the romantic name for the first chicane down the Mulsanne Straight. The other one, the second chicane, being Michelin Chicane. I think it's a good time, Jake Sanson and Charlie Robertson, to just pay tribute to the Orange Army of Marshals who are here all over the world. And just to remember what a great job they do. It's all voluntary and they put their lives on the line when they're doing it, as indeed did Robert Foote at Brands Hatch last month, the 67-year-old former mayor of Epsom and Buell, who was killed by a car going off the circuit. We also lost Bernard Cottrell, the 67-year-old British GT race director and chairman of the BRSEC until 2017. He sadly died of leukemia. But just to remember that all these guys and people like Steve Tarrant, who marshalled here for so many years, only just stopped doing it despite the fact he lost a leg at Goodwood 21 years ago. So we pay tribute to them, don't we, Jake, Charlie?
Yeah, we absolutely do. I mean, as many things that we can say about great racetracks and great teams and great engineers and great drivers and great sponsors that contribute to the sport, none of that means anything without the Orange Army.
It just wouldn't happen without them, and we owe them all, basically. That's the reason why we go racing, and that their passion for the sport keeps us all safe, and we couldn't do it without them.
Well, I mean, one of the best things you can do as a driver, or indeed anyone interested in motorsport, is just go and spend a day marshalling, seeing what it's all about, see what these guys have to put up with, and sometimes they get abuse from the drivers.
They do,
just remember, at the end of the day, they're volunteers. Now, this is one of the 3 safety cars we got here at Le Mans. As you can see, it's a fairly short one. Other safety cars will have been picked up, maybe 30 cars. This one's only got about 5. Well, it's now 6, only 4, because in comes the number 7 Toyota. Lopez, who has done 3 stints in that car, brings it into the pits.
Great to see a lot of the marshals from International Motorsport around the world are tuning in, and they are watching. A lot of organisers as well. A massive hello to the Bateses, to Maisie, to Julianne, to Paul. They're in for the night with a bottle of spiced rum and Le Mans. What more could you want? Good for you guys. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time of it. Maria Cook tuning in, getting ready for her own 24 hours next week at Snetterton. The 2CVs are out and about.
Right.
So this is their warm-up, essentially. You watch Le Mans, you get some tips, and then you go out to Snetterton and you go for a top speed of 95 kilometres an hour.
And is that the 24-hour 2CV race?
It is indeed, yes.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
I haven't commentated on that for a long, long time now, but I miss Maria Cook and all the muffins that I used to get treated to through the course of the night.
Right. Well, good luck to all of you guys, and may you hit great speeds.
Absolutely. There's nothing quite like doing 95 kilometres an hour.
Yeah,
ask George Russell. Do you know what? That's an amazing story. George Russell, before he got up the ladder of motor racing, he had to get his signatures signed. You know about this, Charlie?
Yeah. Alton Park. He raced one.
And he raced a Citroen 2CV. I'm fairly sure Jamie Chadwick did as well. Not bad going. There's not many Formula 1 drivers or even Le Mans drivers who can say, I raced a Citroen 2CV.
Well, let's ask the question, why isn't Jamie Chadwick here this year? She should be racing here.
She absolutely should be, yeah. Absolutely should be. She's top quality. We were talking about the Marshals. Morgan from Barrel has just tweeted saying, we were just discussing that you guys would be great company at Marshall's Beers at Lark Hall in Scotland. What's your order, lads?
Right. I'll have a double scotch, please.
That's where I started karting.
That is where you started karting. Up at the West of Scotland Kart Club.
2005.
Go on then, Charlie. You're not driving. What's your poison?
We've got to say tenants if you're from Scotland.
That's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. You want tenants? Super.
Home of the Frankittis, the D'Restas, and all the other Italian ice cream manufacturers.
Indeed, yeah. I'll tell you another family that need a shout-out who are watching. The Moore family. Sarah, Nigel.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to think who else in that group. David will probably be watching along. All of the Top With Motorsport posse. They'll all be there.
Well, if you're not watching us, you're missing what is turning out to be an epic race. It's certainly sprinkled with drama. And again, here we are. These are the views from the helicopter at the moment, and this is one of the longer safety car trains. The 3 that are going around, we mentioned. This one's got about 30 cars on the back of it. Everyone queuing up, very after you, after you, and anxious not to overtake, because you do that and you're in big trouble.
I've just been pointed out something. We were talking about George Russell doing a Citroen 2CV race to start his career. You know who else did? Who's here on the grid today? Ben Barnicoat.
All right. Well, we can't say enough about Ben on his debut here at Le Mans, and both Charlie and Brabs have said what a great job he's doing.
Yeah, he was through to Hyperpole on his first visit to the circuit. I mean, that's seriously impressive.
That was good, wasn't it? So there we are. It's been a long wait, hasn't it, for Lopez? But at last he's allowed out as the next available safety car train goes past. Well, it looks like there isn't one up the hill at the moment. So what happened there? Anyway, he's still in the lead. had almost a lap lead. That will have cost him some time there. The long wait, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Long hold.
Yeah, absolutely right. And that's the kind of thing that starts making you doubt what's going to be happening, essentially, there. You kind of start worrying. Batskevissa has just tweeted, heartbroken. Unfortunately, we are out due to a crash out of our control. Most important is that Sophia is okay.
Yeah, we saw shots of her, didn't we, in the back in the garages after she had been checked at the medical centre, and her being getting commiserations from the team. And we do have to feel for them. But Eurosport has been following the progress of that team for the last week. You know, and we had a nice show about the girls on Thursday night, and again Tom was talking to them this morning. And what a shame they couldn't make the finish.
Fabulous shots from overhead, giving you a real insight into just how vast this race circuit is. I mean, we cannot stress enough just how tough it is for these competitors out there in the night time. 13.6 kilometres. You've been there before, Charlie. I want to get your thoughts on this in a moment, because I'd love to know what it's like being at the full pelt at night. We're going to pick that up in a little bit, because we're going to hear down in the pits, I believe, Comme Ledogar, a Ferrari.
Second in GT Pro at this moment, behind Nick Katzberg.
Come talk a little bit us through this really tough and crazy race so far.
Yeah, during my two stints it was quite difficult because we had like a condition change and a lot of safety car full course yellow, so it was not easy to adjust the pace in the condition because there is still a long way to go in the race. So no, it was tough and I had to stay focused, but I have to say the car was well balanced and we could keep it on track.
Com, you need to talk us through your recent win at the 24 Hours of Spa, because it was pretty much the same scenario with like changing conditions and a crazy race as well. It seems that you have that luck with you. You're driving the winning car from Le Mans 2019 with an impressive lineup. How does it feel for you to be here this weekend?
No, it feels good, but we had not too much time to enjoy the one from Spa, because we had to focus directly on this one. And yeah, we have luck, but luck goes away quite fast. So we need to stay focused, and there is still a very long way to go. So I hope it stays like this, and I think we keep the head cool, and we have a great car.
It seems that your status within Ferrari is changing right now, maybe since the victory at Spa with this impressive lineup and this factory seat. You've been trying to, you've been raising a racing team at the same time with Porsches as well, and it's impressive to see you at that level of racing now that you have like two jobs.
Yes, true. But my main one is still this one, and I stay focused on this one more, I have to say. Sorry for my drivers in the team, but it's what I like the most when I take off the pit limiter out of the pit lane.
And you do it really well. Thank you, Com.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gwenelle, for that as well. She's doing a great job for us there, and a little bit shy there, Com. Didn't mention the fact that only 2 weeks ago he won the Spa 24 Hours together with Alessandro Pierguidi, his teammate here, for Iron Lynx, in one of the greatest 24 hours in history.
Absolutely astonishing so far, this race. It just keeps getting better and better. A lot of people have actually been messaging through the race here, Mark, that this is certainly the craziest and most action-packed race probably since 2001. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yep, yes, that was the year we had 10 cars who crashed in that rainstorm coming up between Mulsanne and the Porsche curves. As we see again, Egidio Perfetti, the Norwegian confectioner, planting Elsa firmly in the tire barriers, followed in by Fraga in the TF Sport Aston Martin.
Don't tell my daughters, who are massive Frozen fans, that they crashed Elsa into the wall. They're going to be very upset. Very upset.
I actually mentioned my granddaughter Roxy this morning, but she said, oh no, that was so yesterday. I mean, she is 12 now.
I bet she's into Raya and the Last Dragon or something, whatever it's called now. Oh dear. There's a massive list of people coming out of the woodwork saying that they're settling in for the night now. Safety car in this lap. I'm getting messages from dozens of people. Charlie Martin is watching along. Hello, Charlie. I know you're going to be on the grid at Le Mans before too long. Michael Crease, good old Creasy, British touring car driver and Porsche Super Cup racer. He's watching along and enjoying the thrills and spills of the race circuit. And Jack Fabby, one of the rising talents of British sports car racing and the family. They're watching back home in Cheshire. Good to see you all. And hope you're enjoying the night. Another nice one. KC Racing, getting through my dissertation with the coverage right next to me. You're studying in the middle of all this? Seriously?
So, safety car in this lap. Getting the message from race control. It's on your screens now as well. So they got that tyre wall fixed at first chicane. And we're told everything is safe, ready to go racing again. There is the overall order then. Toyota Alpine at the top. It's WRT, Panis and WRT now the three leaders in P2, but we have had some pit stops. But look at this, guys. It must be one of the longest safety car trains we've had at Le Mans.
Kevin Hatch makes a very interesting point here. He says, a day marshalling should be compulsory for all new racing drivers. Maybe to add a signature to their provisional license.
I think you can do it to add a signature, can't you? I think if you do it, you do get a signature.
I think that's correct, yeah, absolutely right. But how about that? I mean, that's not a bad idea. Green, 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 and we are racing again as we continue our journey through this Le Mans 24 Hours, as we approach the end of the 7th hour. And this is one heck of a long train as we go back up to green flag racing in the pitch black of the Circuit de la Sarthe. This is where the drivers really earn their wages.
Question is now, who's going to fall off next, isn't it?
It's definitely been that kind of race, actually, hasn't it?
Huge amount of frustration you can tell in this race. That first hour in the rain just mixed everything up so much. All the championship leaders, the class leaders, the pole position runners all somehow managed to find themselves in trouble as the Ferrari goes very, very wide in the Porsche curves there.
So the battle is going to be well and truly joined from here on out. What's the latest in the class battles, I hear you ask? Well, Hypercar is still Toyota 1-2, Alpine P3, a lap adrift. Glickenhaus's 4th and 5th. A further lap adrift for the... 2 laps adrift, I should say, for the Glickenhaus Racing 709. Still battling away. LMP2, very tight indeed at the moment. WRT 1 and 3. Louis Delatraz's car ahead of Ferdinand Habsburg's Julian Canal in the Panis Racing Machine. There is his teammate Will Stevens, you just saw there. They're running second at the moment, with the leading United Autosports car, Fabio Scherer, despite a couple of spins, is still there in 4th position. Sean Gelael in the Jota is running in 5th position, just in front of Alex Brundle in the Inter-Europol competition car. The IDEX Sport of Patrick Pilet has climbed all the way back up to 7th on their debut. Real Team Racing on theirs as Norman Nato in 8th place. Juan Pablo Montoya is dragging the Dragon Speed USA car through the field and is up to 9th place with Joop van Uyten in the Racing Team Nederland car P10. GTE Pro, it's Corvette leading. Nicky Katzberg is ahead of the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Works Porsches. That's the way it currently stacks up in the top 5. But James Collado is right behind Nicky Katzberg at this moment in time. But the LMP2 victory battle, this is it. We're watching it. And they're literally all 3 of those cars together. Get strapped in, folks, because this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, interesting to see WRT then. 1st and 3rd at the moment in LMP2, isn't it? And that's really, really very impressive. Delatraz and Habsburg 1st and 3rd. It's the first time that WRT have run 2 cars in a race. They just came into the WEC this year, and one of the best run teams in the world, René Verbiest, Vincent Voss and Yves Weert. They run it out of Hainaut in Spa, and of course they've won at Spa, they've won at Bathurst, they've won at Nürburgring, and this year 5th in the championship. Best result so far, 2nd at Monza last time out. They're determined to go one further here tomorrow afternoon. Slow car.
Looks like a Ferrari to me from the headlights. I
yeah,
can just about tell.
Now, is that one of the works cars? That's the biggest problem. Something
like
5. Something 5.
55?
Could be 55.
It's the Iron Lynx car.
It is the Iron Lynx machine.
Yep. close. Oh dear, we said at least they got one ladies' car.
The curse of the female
running.
crews tonight.
I think it's a puncture. You can see this. You can just about make out the smoke on the left rear, and you can just hear the tyre flapping around. So.
And again, I have to keep stressing it, that is one of the hardest working teams of race drivers in the field, the Iron Lakes crew, and those three ladies are absolutely stellar drivers.
Yeah, Rahel.
What a shame.
Rahel Frey still on board. She had to sit through that long safety car period, and as soon as they get going, picks up a puncture. I mean, there's a lot of debris on the circuit, isn't there?
I think so. I think from all the crashes that we've had so far, and also there's nothing worse than being stuck halfway around the track with a puncture. You want to try and get back to the pits as quickly as you can. So, but if you go too fast, you're going to risk ripping the tyre open and damaging your bodywork. So you've got to try and tread the thin line of going fast enough to make it back, but then also not damage the car at the same time. So it's a not nice feeling.
When we saw her, she's only just approaching the first chicane, wasn't she? So, you know, she's only
it's got a long way to go.
Only a third of the way around the circuit.
So this duel is really getting spicy now. WRT, Panis Racing, and in third place now, that is the 22 car of Fabio Scherer, because he's managed to make the move on Ferdinand Habsburg in the sister WRT car. So the United Autosports car is now back into third position. 1, 2 and 3, those cars. And then the WRT. Now into the pits comes Fabio Scherer. Big dive to the pit wall for a move there into the Dunlop curves behind the Glickenhaus. Didn't quite make out who that was. I think that was the WRT actually going for a lap manoeuvre. That's the 31 of Ferdinand Habsburg.
Yeah, he goes back into second place, as you say, 24-year-old from Salzburg. I don't know if you ever looked into his background, but his full name is Ferdinand Wisonomir Maria Baltus Keith Michael Otto Antal Barman Leonhard von Habsburg Lothringen.
Do you know what? You started saying all that, and I actually forgot the first two names you said.
Well,
could you say it again? Please?
Yeah, say it again. Go on, say it again.
He shortened it to the first and last.
What a good idea.
But he is a genuine Archduke of Austria, and of course he was the ALMS champion, or he's leading the championship in ALMS, so with 2 wins for G-Drive this year, also driving IMSA High Class and in the ELMS for Algarve Pro. Yeah, sorry, he won the ALMS, that's right, that's over. But he's driving, so 3 different teams he's been racing with this year, and of course, this is the 4th WRT.
Ferdinand Habsburg is one of the luckiest men in motor racing history, of course, because he managed to grab that Macau Grand Prix out of complete thin air. Or he was leading it, wasn't he? And he had it.
I think he crashed.
He was the one who crashed
at the last corner. Yeah.
I've got that statistic completely mixed up.
Can we change that to one of the unluckiest?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, one of the unluckiest. Let me just rewind. Donkeys are aliens. Ferdinand Habsburg. Rather unfortunate chap in the past. But don't worry, we fixed it, it's all right. But no, this is a good opportunity for him and the crew, to be fair. Third position at the moment, and going very well indeed.
A Mulsanne corner then, and twice we've seen Lopez use that roundabout, haven't we? It's an escape road over the last 2 years. He did it last year, he did it again on Thursday during qualifying. At least he inject some humour into proceedings doing that.
Go and check in at the hotel.
Yeah. Past. So 97 laps completed. Let's have a look, see last year what the total lappery was. The 2020 edition of the Le Mans 24 Hours ran out to 387 laps. And we're almost 7 hours in now, so we're on target. We've had 3 safety cars, but they have been quite short ones. We've been here in the past when we've had a 2-hour safety car because of the amount of damage to barriers.
So now we've got some really cool battles brewing on the circuit. We've got the race battle in LMP2, which is obviously still very close indeed. This is the onboard camera from Kazuki Nakajima, the man who has won Le Mans 24 Hours a couple of times now. Very trusty pair of hands, I have to say. And the LMP2 battle still going strong. WRT, Panis and United